initially, I was pretty excited for James Gunn's Superman because I've liked almost everything James Gunn has done. I especially like all three Guardians movies very much. I don't like James Gunn, though. I think he's a piece of shit, and I think he's an egomaniac, which is fine. Whatever, it's par for the course in Hollywood. But the more that we've seen the marketing of the Superman movie, and the more that James Gunn has put himself at the forefront, the less interested I've become. And that's why I made that video here on this channel talking about, hey, the closer we get to this movie, the less interested I am because of James Gunn, because he keeps running his mouth. And so we get this video clip last night from our buddy Chris Gore, okay? And he had some pretty interesting things to say about a Superman test screening. Let's listen to this.
There was a test screening of Superman last week, and I know someone who was there.
Please drop links to Chris's
place
channel.
On the Warner's lot. It was Wednesday, March 26th in the afternoon. About 60 people showed up to the lot to see a test screening of a movie. They did not know it was Superman. Peter Safran and James Gunn were in the audience. It was at the Stephen J. Ross Theater on the Warner lot. Everyone was heavily vetted to see the movie, and they got to see Superman. It is the what they saw was unfinished. Some of the effects with the kaiju fight, unfinished. There was also the titles were not completely finished. I'll tell you the bullet points of what I know, but I will not tell you spoilers, and I know them, a lot of them. Here's what I know. The running time surprised me. The film is 1 hour and 55 minutes, so just under 2 hours. Again, not complete. It was reported earlier that the movie was over 2 hours and 20 minutes. This cut that was shown to civilians, right? This was people that were, recruited to come to test screening, saw 1 hour and 55 cut of the film. We know about Bradley Cooper playing Jor-El. That came out. Additionally, the performance of David Cornsweet, he is truly Superman, from what I was told. He really is just from a heart, everything. He gave a great performance. There is also Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is chilling. People will die as a result of Lex Luthor's actions.
He's evil.
He is pure evil in this movie.
That's good.
Again, the effects were unfinished. I was also told that while people have been concerned about there's too much in this movie, the JLI, Justice League International, Guy Gardner, whatnot, these side characters, they're not as
this was on Versus yesterday, so it's not an April Fool's joke for those that for those that are asking. No, it's not. It's not at all. So
okay.
Big a part of the movie, as you might glean from the trailer that we've seen. Also, we've barely seen anything about what the story is. I actually know what the story is. I will not tell you. I don't think it's fair.
I agree.
I don't think it's fair. I'm not going to do that. What happened at the end of the screening, 2 last points I'll make. When the screening ended, it was wildly positive response from the people that were there. And someone screamed, Fantastic Four is fucked at the screening. After James Gunn and Peter Safran were overheard to be talking about the way they're promoting this, the way this film will be promoted will be big. They will do for this movie.
When is it released? What's the release date for this movie?
July, like the second week of July, and then Fantastic Four comes out a week after that.
Okay.
I believe.
All right, so they definitely still have time to pick up the marketing. The question I have on the marketing is James Gunn going to take a step back from promoting it as a James Gunn movie, a James Gunn, because that's all we're talking about.
Right.
Like, that's how I have to describe it. I'm not calling it Superman. I call it James Gunn's Superman because James Gunn has made you like so. It's not like we walk around and go, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight? We just say The Dark Knight.
Right.
Do we say Joss Whedon's Avengers? We say The Avengers. Do we say Jon Favreau's Iron Man? We just say Iron Man.
And that's the problem with them naming it Superman, because we already have Superman the movie. We already have a Superman, and them calling this movie Superman as well. The fans are automatically going to have to make a distinction. So it's going to be James Gunn Superman. That's how this movie is going to be remembered 15, 20 years from now when they're referring to this movie. It's going to be James Gunn Superman. It's not going to be David Corenswet Superman. It's going to be James Gunn Superman because he's done it to himself. I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to be a bad thing down the road, but right now it is interesting. The marketing is always just like James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Marvel guy, MCU. He's doing Superman. James Gunn Superman. It's not going to be remembered as Superman 2025. I don't think so. It'll be James Gunn Superman. Yeah. What was the original name that they were going for?
Superman Legacy.
Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
See, if they would have stuck with that, then the James Gunn branding, I don't think would be as heavy. Obviously, in the trailers, and the first thing you see is from James Gunn, and it's like, okay, you're really hammering it home here. But Superman Legacy would have been better than just renaming it Superman, a movie that we've already gotten before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I like that they dropped the legacy from it. I'm glad they didn't call it like Superman Rises or some shit like that. Because or Rise of the Superman, like that's what every Hollywood movie. CJ says you have JD as James Gunn derangement syndrome. I like all of his fucking movies. What are you talking about? How can I have James Gunn derangement when I like all of his movies? I can call balls and strikes and say James Gunn is an arrogant douchebag. I don't like him as a person, but I like him as a filmmaker.
And calling it, I see people in the chat saying Superman Man of Tomorrow or just Man of Tomorrow. It's too close to Man of Steel. And DC, Warner Brothers are trying to get away from that Zack Snyder era. So calling it Man of Tomorrow, although I do like the name, they were never going to go with that because it's too close to Man of Steel.
No, not at all. And somebody said, well, we do call it Zack Snyder Superman. Yeah, because it is Zack Snyder Superman. Because
we call it Man of Steel or Henry Cavill Superman. We don't call it Zack Snyder Superman. Nobody says that. Nobody says that.
Snyder Superman sucks. It's terrible.
Nobody says that.
It's terrible.
We've always referred to Zack Snyder Superman as Henry Cavill Superman. And it's Man of Steel. It's a unique name. So we don't have to say, oh, yeah, Zack Snyder's Superman in 2013. No, it's Man of Steel.
Well, it is called Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Well, the Snyder cut was.
Yeah.
Joss
Whedon's was better. So Joss Whedon's cut was better.
This is interesting. I'm happy that Nicholas Hoult is apparently he's getting good reception, and he's apparently killing it as Lex Luthor because I think he's a good actor. He's almost good in everything that he's done, except for maybe that one zombie movie that I never watched, Cold Bodies or Warm Bodies. I'm glad that the Justice League, the JLI, that their role is minimal because it's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of superheroes to juggle in the first introduction movie that we have to this James Gunn universe, the DCU. And you know what? I'm happy that Cornsweat's doing a good job from this report.
Yeah, I mean, I listen, I'm too. And by the way, if you guys want to go watch the remainder of this video, you can go over to Film Threat. Mods are dropping links over there right now because you still got, a few more minutes left in this video if you guys want to check it. We're not going to watch the whole thing here, but I just want to let everybody know. Support Film Threat and our buddies over there. Yeah, I mean, look, this is good news. It's just a test screening, though. And, from what Chris said, when the people showed up to go see the movie, they didn't know that they were seeing Superman. Mm-hmm. So they go into it blind, and I'm sure there was a level of excitement just as like the fact that, oh, we're seeing Superman. I'm not going to take this as like, oh my God, this movie's going to be amazing because a test screening, report from a test screening said that people liked it. We've heard that 1,000 times. 1,000 times we've heard that.
Yes. My biggest concern is going to be his suit. I hope, usually I'm on the team where it's like the suit should be so good that it doesn't need a CGI touch-up like we see with the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. There's always that filter of CGI over his Spider-Man suit. I absolutely fucking hate it. This one, I hope to God that they touch his Superman suit up with some CGI and make it a little bit more fitting, take out some of the fucking wrinkles, because the behind the scenes pictures that we have seen and stuff, it looks so bad. The suit looks terrible.
The suit doesn't look great. It definitely doesn't look great. With all of the stuff that we've seen, I think some of the picture of him flying and the weird face, like
the eyes, the cockeyed eyes.
That wasn't like a promotional piece. People paused it on that and roasted it, and that's fine. That's part of it. That's what's going to happen with every trailer. But I mean, and it's basically because it's been so meme to hell. People thought it was like an officially released like still frame right there. I did like the trailer. The trailer we got, I liked it. I didn't love it, and to be fair to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, I thought that the trailers for Man of Steel are some of the best trailers ever made. I still go back and watch those trailers. I think they are absolutely fantastic, and I was so hyped for Man of Steel because of those trailers. And I would argue that the Man of Steel trailers, I gotta think about this for a minute. Yeah, I would argue the Man of Steel trailers might be the best trailers ever made. They are absolutely fucking phenomenal. Like, especially trailer 3. But even going back to like the Comic-Con trailer with Man of Steel, that ultimately we saw, and the crowd reaction to it, and the crowd reaction when Superman's flying, like, so good, man. So trailers are one thing, but they don't automatically translate to if the movie's ultimately going to be good or bad. We've seen a lot of good trailers over the years, and ultimately the movie didn't deliver, and we've seen the opposite. Trailers weren't great, but the movie turned out to be something. So we're gonna have to see. But
I do think that Bradley Cooper as Jor-El, great casting.
Great casting. Better than James Gunn as Jor-El, that's for sure. So,
or you mean Sean Gunn?
No, I figured James Gunn's going to cast himself.
James Gunn would just cast himself in it?
James Gunn's just going to cast himself.
I'd be interested to see, because Ultraman is in it. Ultraman's in the movie. He's the guy in the trailer with the all-black suit. He kind of looks like Black Noir from The Boys.
Yep.
Ultraman's in it. Ultraman is the leader of the crime syndicate from a different Earth. He's a multiverse Superman.
Yes.
So who's going to play Ultraman? Is it going to be David Cornsweet? That would make the most sense if David Cornsweet also plays Ultraman, or are they just not going to take off the mask? But they have a fight, so I'd figure that the mask will eventually come off, and it's going to be a reveal if it's David Cornsweet or another Superman, I guess, lookalike, a David Cornsweet lookalike. Henry Cavill going to play Ultraman? That'd be fucking funny.
That ain't happening.
I'm interested to see who's going to play Ultraman.
That ain't happening, that's for sure. So, but yeah, interesting to say the least. So again, it's just one test screening, and we'll see what happens with it. But I saw that. Listen, that doesn't make me more excited for the movie or less excited for the movie. It just is. It's more discussion that's out there. I still feel the way I felt when I made that video a few weeks ago, where my excitement level is trending in a downward direction right now, because the marketing does seem a little strange. We're still a few months out. They're not going to pick up the aggressive marketing for maybe another month or so. But it's James Gunn is the reason that I'm kind of souring on this movie right now. I did like the trailer. I'm fine with the casting so far of what we've seen. I wanted a little more from the trailer, but I thought it was fine. It was okay. But I guess we're just going to have to see. Where are you at on this? You're not looking forward to this movie. You don't think you're going to like it, right?
I think it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy meets Superman.
That would be a mistake.
In your video the other day, the guy you were reacting to said way too much comedy. We don't need a silly, goofy Superman movie. I want it to be, you can have your funny moments, like a simple joke here and there, but don't make it Guardians of the Galaxy where everything is a joke and no one scene is supposed to be taken seriously, except for Guardians 3. I think Guardians 3 was probably the most serious with the whole Rocket Raccoon story arc. But I'm not
I don't know,
really.
man.
I'm not looking forward to it. They're trying to do the member berries with. Oh, here's the John Williams theme. Like, okay, that's cool. It's a perfect theme. John Williams score for Superman the movie, fucking incredible, perfect. Leave it alone. Do your own thing. Don't try to reel people in and say, "Remember John Williams? Well, it's here again." Just move on. Do your own thing, man. Be unique.
Gunn made me care more about Yondu's death in 2 than Zack Snyder made me care about Superman's death. That is a fucking crime that I cared more about Yondu than Superman.
Mm.
And that's in part 2. There were some serious moments in part 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a lot of emotional weight to that.
It has its moments, but it's a comedy movie. But yeah, there are some moments like with when Kurt Russell tells Star-Lord, "Yeah, I killed your mom." He's like, "What the fuck?" and started blasting away Yondu's death. Yeah, but I just don't want Guardians Superman, and I'm really worried that that's going to be the case.
Yeah. Guess we'll see.